Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. It is gonna be a protoss versus Zerg, but more importantly, a bot versus bot. As we all know, in these games, the rules are different. That is for sure. And so we've got none other than Caninana, a top Zerg bot in the top left, and in the bottom right. It is a Protoss bot that I've casted a time or two. It is Zozo. Zozo, I think probably the second highest ranked Protoss bot. So that's very cool to see. If I recall, it was very push focused, so we'll see how it's going to do against Caninana. Currently got a probe saying no expansion for you, but this drone is just hitting this probe. This probe's like, alright, build a pylon, eat a few more shots, and get on out of there. So, forcing a big reaction out of Caninana with a single pylon, interestingly enough. Caninana's drones are kind of dancing back and forth as they fight, which is really interesting. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment saying more bots if you want to see more of these bots. I certainly enjoy casting these games. And there is a reason why I cast this one here today. It's that I don't have time to watch all the Starcraft that I'd like to. However, ProBots, those of yes, champ, you guys should check them out. They run actually a bot tournament, so bots in like a GSL style tournament format. So it's cool to see how the bots perform head to head. And slight spoilers to that alert, the reason why I decided to cast this game was because, well, cast a game between these two bots was because Zozo actually beat Caninana, apparently, during that. I didn't watch the games or anything, but I tend to follow tournament results, and so I'm like, well, let's see what Zozo did to potentially bring down Caninana. It might not necessarily win this game, because in that bot tournament format, it's possible for bot authors to do like specific snipe strategies with the strategies they program. So we'll see if that's going to be the case or not here today. But it just goes to show that Zozo apparently can beat Caninana, and that's why I decided to cast this game. We've got double stalker production on the way, a safety battery, a scouting ling for Caninana. Seeing a tag, stalker. That stalker will kill that zergling, potentially kill this overlord too if it wishes to. However, that overlord is gonna get away. So it seems that Zozo is not programmed to clean those up. As this overlord gets good scouting for Caninana. The Zerg bot getting up its third, getting upling speed, burrow as well. Cinnamon spice and everything nice. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a slight, I believe, addendum to this video is the word, as a bot author suggested a replay that is apparently very interesting but very short. And I'm not just going to do like a 60-second or a 2-minute video on the channel, so I'm going to tack it on the end of this video, so make sure to stay tuned to the end of that, and it'll just cut right to that. So as this game goes underway, we have got a bunch of lings on the way out for Caninana. Not a bad choice against a bot that's building just stalkers at the minute. However, Zozo is macroing up at its natural base, so it's not just doing like a 1-base 4-gate or anything like that. These stalkers are still just hanging out. There is no Twilight, no Blink yet. A Robo has been constructed, but no Prism yet. And then we've got that Prism on the way now, so it is going to be a stalker push against Caninana. We'll see how well this micro is going to work or not. As traditionally looking at this, I think Caninana should be fine against a push like this. And so who knows, maybe it will just be able to defend this with all the Zerglings it's been making. Caninana has 30 lings. 30 lings is more than enough to take on like 7 stalkers. The stalkers are just being produced out of regular old gateways, no warp gate research being utilized, and it's only 2 gates at a time making stalkers. Lots and lots of stalkers. We'll see how well this Prism Micro is potentially going to work, keeping in mind there is no warp gate. So it's going to just be Stalkers walking across the map being microed with a prism. There's an immortal behind this, a forge on the way up behind this. I'm curious what the forge is for. However, in goes a scouting probe. We see the Stalkers coming on in. Lings are going to attack them as the Stalkers start to retreat and be microed in the Prism. So Lings are going for a surround. The Prism can try and keep these Stalkers alive, but this is going about exactly as I expected it to. Yeah, those Lings just annihilate all those Stalkers. No problem, really, as the Stalkers are loaded and unloaded, so they are going to get a few Lings to trade on out with here. However, they're still eating shots, and that did not work out very well for Zozo. This Prism can keep attacking Caninana. However, the Zerg bot got a 4th base up behind this. It's now making roaches, and yeah, Caninana defended that attack easily. So it does make me wonder what happened in those pro bot games. So you may have to go back and watch those. We have got a Nexus going on up for Zozo, so it is expanding behind this. It's not just completely all in or anything. So it's got a follow-up plan. There's an Immortal joining with this now. Now, Immortals are not the best against Lings, however, they do have that high HP, so they arguably fare better than Stalkers, as we'll see if that Prism keeps that Immortal alive or not. The Zerg is pushing Zozo back, however, Zozo is trying and trying again, constantly making more units here. Kills off a Scouting Ling, that's important. Caninana notes that there is an observer that's been produced that will help counter the burrowed Lings, and this is where protoss bots can get their efficiency. It's in the kiting back, not losing any units, but trading out against these Lings, and Zozo is trading out, not horribly. Not great, I'll say, but resources lost-wise, it's currently 1,500 to 1,750. Usually this, I'd say, would go worse for the Protoss, so Zozo trading out, doing whatever it can with this Prism Micro to keep these units alive, and that is messing with the Ling pathing. Now, the Lings are still killing off Stalkers, quite a few Stalkers, that being said, and oh, the Immortal perishes too, so that does not work out for the red bot. Then it seems to just keep 3 Stalkers in the Prism and juggle them, so it's at least keeps 3 units alive. However, yeah, that attack has not succeeded. Zozo, though, saying try and try again, as it's now making 3 Stalkers at a time. It's got another Immortal with this push, and maybe it's hoping at some point, well, it's not really hoping, it's a bot, it doesn't hope. However, maybe at some point this continuous attacking will work out for it, as the Stalkers are being pulled back once again. Some of them were already very injured, so they go down rather quickly, as the Lings for Caninana execute great micro just to get a wraparound on all those units, and there we go, a couple units saved in the Prism, but everything else dies. Army supply is still not terrible, like it's 26 to 52. Well, it just got worse with that latest round of production. However, maybe Zozo can make something happen here. I mean, presumably this micro will work better against roaches, so if Caninana switches its composition, but it's still making lots of Lings here, so I don't think Zozo's attack is going to work. No follow-up attacks are going to work anyway. That poor Immortal gets surrounded. Does actually get saved, so that's some good micro there on the Prism, just lifting these units up. Almost makes me wonder if there should be a second Prism involved here for Zozo, as it's definitely got the resources, but I guess it's producing Immortals non-stop. Getting up an extra gateway, a 4th Nexus. We're now seeing Caninana get up Hydralisk as it prints that chat tag. We have got all the macro going on behind this for Caninana. I know I'm focused on this attack here, as I should be, but behind this, look, there's a 6th base going up for the Zerg. Zozo does have a 4th base going up for itself. However, it is just non-stop attacking here, and supply is starting to look a little bit rough. The Zerg is almost maxed out. Zozo hasn't been pooling its units enough. It's been doing a little bit of pooling, which is good to see, instead of just trickling them out. But now it's like 4 Stalkers and an Immortal at a time against all this Zerg. And if it hasn't worked the past few times, so I'm not sure it's going to work this time. The Prism can micro and micro away, but the Lings really are enough to deal with this. This is why, like, you may need Adepts, you may need Zealots, or it's why Protoss plays AoE later on in the game. We're now seeing Infestors on the way. Hydras and Infestors coming on out. There is a chance if Zozo migrates away from the links, that the micro will start looking, or if Caninana moves away from producing links, that the micro will start to look better. However, now the Prism is taking heat from these Hydras, and Zozo has to pull back once more. It's on 4 bases, so it's got very healthy production and good economy. However, if it doesn't pool some more units up before its next attack, I'm quite concerned. Like, 3 Stalkers and an Immortal. That ain't it, dog. And Caninana is now maxed out. It's making Spine Crawlers at all its bases. Neural Parasite 2-2 across the board. And, yeah. It's just not happening. So I think Caninana has held this one off. It does make me wonder how Zozo was able to beat Caninana. What did the bot author change in order to make this strategy work? Maybe they added in more Zealots, or just a completely different strategy. We're now seeing an attack for Caninana go down, and it's kind of good in a way, because it makes Zozo start pooling its units a little bit more, so maybe it can take a good fight. But then we see Neural Parasite go down on the Immortal, and Immortals are good against Stalkers, so those Stalkers do not stand a chance. The upgrades are in lead for the Zerg, and the mining for Zozo at its 3rd and its 4th has been destroyed. Pardon my observing, I hope it's been okay this game. I know that there is occasionally comments of people saying that I jump around a bit too much, which I think it's one of those things, like, if you've ever got car sick, it's when you're the passenger, because when you're driving, like, I guess you kind of are paying more attention to the road, or it's that phenomenon in which, like, you're the one that's in control, so you don't really notice. So I don't notice if I'm frantically jumping around. However, yeah, I do appreciate feedback on things like that, and I will work to improve it. Zozo's holding up in its main base. It's got no mining left, though. Well, not really much mining left. Its Stalkers can micro on top of the ramp, and against a bot that made more roaches instead of more lings, I think Zozo could definitely have success. And we have seen in a lot of previous games that these bots that go for big pushes can succeed. Just Caninana's got a very well-programmed response utilizing the lings against the Stalkers. I wonder if it was like another kind of push, if Caninana would alter its composition based on that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, join the Discord, but don't go anywhere, because I am going to have that shorter little game at the end of this, assuming I can get it to play. So yeah, do not go anywhere. We'll just fast forward, see the end of this, and jump on into the next game. Oh boy, here we go. So, I think I can guess what's going to happen in this one, as we have got Blinkerbot and Ben Workerbot gonna be going head to head, as the lines of probes are moving, and I think we're looking at a head-on-head collision in this match, as we got 12 probes from Ben Worker, 12 probes from Blinkerbot, charging right on by each other. Looks like Ben Workerbot is getting the first licks in with its different micro strategy. Blinkerbot says, no, I will not be distracted, I need to attack Benbot's base, and Ben Workerbot is saying, I need to kill the probes. And so we got a high-speed pursuit, but then Ben Workerbot turns around, and all of a sudden, that is very bizarre. And what is Blinkerbot doing? Go for the Nexus, man. You gotta kill the Nexus. You can win this game, but what are you doing? Why? I'm not sure what Blinkerbot is waiting for here. It's building a pylon. It's trying to macro behind this, as it is like, all right, initial probe pull, and then I guess go into blink, if I had to take a guess. But Ben Workerbot is all about the worker violence, and it's about to be like a 12v6 at this Nexus here. So in come the probes. What are the probes of Blinkerbot going to do? They're going to wait, apparently, to attack the Nexus of Ben Workerbot, and so we've got a race, probes fighting probes, as there is pullback micro on both sides. It seems Ben Workerbot pulling back its injured probes. However, it is going to win with these probes, and they are now going to set to work on the pylon. There's still a bit of mining going on for Blinkerbot as these probes are going to chase down the last few probes at Blinkerbot's base. Meanwhile, the Nexus is being zapped away for Ben Workerbot, and it's a race. What are we seeing? We got 10 probes killing one Nexus versus 12 killing the other one. However, it's a good head start. It's simple zappage going on for Ben Workerbot, though, whereas Blinkerbot is doing a little bit of funny micro here. Interestingly enough, Ben Workerbot has saved 50 minerals. That's unfortunately not enough for a Protoss to build any structure. I'm not sure if shots are being missed with this weird dancing. I don't think so. And so it's an absolute race. It's actually so darn close. I don't know why are 2 probes pulling off for Blinkerbot? No. It's so close. Who's going to win? It's a tie.